Hello. We're back, and your favorite program, TS, where we tell it like it is, and we let the chips fall where they may. And again, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And what do I say all the time? Those are posts of Jandam. Almost at you, but we are watching them. We want them to build, then we will come and then crash them with one blow. We have promised all the apostles of Jandam that we will crush your Jandam with nothing but the truth. Nothing. The truth will rise and crush you. And as we say all the time, at this point, you're going to ask the favorite question, what time is it? And the answer that I give you is nation time, nation time, nation time. Folks, let me say something very, very urgently. But quickly before, you saw what happened last week, Sunday at the Cactus Creek, at the brewery. We had fun. We had a great brass band called GG Brass Band. They are coming back this Sunday by popular request. So please join us at the brewery for our Airbnb, which is a brewery buffet and brass band, the best buffet you ever have. Take a look at this. Okay, so hopefully you join us all on Sunday the 28th for another beautiful gathering. Come and meet friends. Anyway, do you know what I want to talk about today, folks? I was actually watching and I was reading some of the comments, and one guy expressed a very interesting comment. I think his name is Benjamin Bello. Said, oh, KSM, after I watched the show, only one thing struck me. He said, at your age, sometimes I worry. When you're not there, who will take over? Benjamin, please, no bloody face. You never know. You never know. This world, there's nobody that's not indispensable. You'll be shocked that I almost said that if I go, but I know all of us will go. So let me say, when I go, you'll be surprised how many people are poised to take over. You'll be surprised. Even my own producer, young man, healthy man, he goes to the gym, he works hard. The macho. And I told him, Charlie, you should be sitting in this seat and talking. Do you know what he tells me? So, me, I look like I'm a macho. They'll beat me. But I'm a pharaoh. The idea kills me. Most of the dangerous things I say, he's standing there saying, Charlie, so I told him, Charlie, come and do the show. He said, no. Hey, share. They will attack me. Let's say, so you want me to be attacked? Oh, Debbie, Pharaoh. I don't know some of her anymore. But anyway, Mr. Balu, I appreciate your concern, but don't worry at all. You never know who is prepared, and you'll be surprised that KSM Bakun followers, baby. KSM Bakun followers, baby. You'll be amazed at how so many people will be emerging from the woodworks to just say, oh, Senna. There were people there. There are people in Ghana, man. That's why this country will rise and rise again. Folks, today I was just thinking, man. I was just thinking. I was thinking about us as a people before. Sometimes I worry a little bit, I hate, where sometimes people say, the white folks are more intelligent than black people. And then black people get upset. It's very, very true. That's some nonsensical theory out there. Say, the whites are superior in thinking. And then black folks get upset. And let me tell you something. I don't believe that white folks are superior. I went to school in America. I was there for about 20 years, Charlie. I met Ghanaians there, other Africans who were competing one-on-one and succeeding. So somebody or anybody like me who has been exposed and seen the awareness, they know that is crap, that the whites are more intelligent. However, I think that Our problem is not that we are not intelligent. Our problem is not that we are inferior. But there's one category that we are inferior in. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. Say, somebody has said something, let me sit down and think critically about what was said, then I can say, actually, but this part didn't make sense. Or this part I don't understand. And then critically I can start understanding what makes sense and what doesn't. That's what we like as black people. Critical thinking. Let me not say black people too. I'm talking to only Ghana. That's why I'm so confident we shall show the whole world that we are capable of managing our own affairs.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
He was confident. Do you know why Nkrumah, he went to school in the US? He was exposed to other Africans, black people, Marcus Garvey. So he has that awareness, he has that exposure that actually you can't say you are superior than me or to me because the sense that you have sometimes I surpass you. That's why Nkrumah was so radical. And that's why when the UGC invited him, he fell into conflict with the intellectuals who were from the UGC because Umajuana critical thinking. I'm sorry. Most of them, not all of them, most of them were not thinking critically. Nkrumah was too critical. You know what I'm saying? And it was based on his critical thinking and his exposure, and Obaka said, we are now ready to show the world that we are capable of managing our own affairs. But something went wrong, man. I think he did not fully realize then that Ghanaians are capable of managing our own affairs, but we can't. Why? Because we don't have critical thinking. Yeah, and I hate to generalize, so I won't say we don't have critical thinking. I can just say most of us can't think critically. And let me say this at the risk of annoying plenty people. It is the lack of critical thinking that makes some of us go to church and somebody prophesy to us and we believe it.
People are fasting, but they're going to eat the fulfillment from above. Wake up! Stand up! Stand up! Upright! Attention! Close your mouth. Okay, I see food outside. Look at that. Look at that food. Be quiet. Be quiet. Okay, go and eat. Go and eat. Go eat outside. Go quickly. Eat quickly. Eat quickly. Today, no time, no time. You eat quickly. Look at the small one. Hey, this man. Sunday school. Look at the mama.
A lack of critical thinking. And don't say I'm saying that no prophecy is right, but I'm saying people can look at your face and tell you rubbish, no JD. And when you think about it critically, you realize that this had nothing to do with prophecy. This was just a guesswork. This was just a random guess and something, you know. But we don't, because we don't think critically. And the biggest culprit for us in Ghana, which has really suppressed our already thinking, which is not critical, it's also been suppressed on top. Two things: religion and education. Religion and education. Religion can be fantastic, it can be positive if you think critically and you make it applicable and it become relevant in your lives, then it works. It's not the religion, no. It's how you interpret what you have heard from the religion and how you make it relevant to your thinking today. You know what I'm saying? And education too. Education, just like religion, education is only important to us when we interpret education for it to be relevant in our lives. That's why we have big time economists too. Plenty. Dr. this, Professor this, plenty big time economists who have gone abroad, they've gone to the Harvard, they've gone to Yale, they've gone to study. So they have come back to Ghana as brilliant educationists. And the problem is they are not able to interpret their knowledge to fit what is relevant in Ghana. In the offside in Kuala, most educationists now on both sides. The typical example is a brilliantly educated economist who was a financial minister, Ken Furata. And the embarrassing Messi left Ghana. But actually he's a Yale. And now he go to Harvard, Yale, a big time. If only he would have sat down and say, okay, I learned all of this in Yale and in whatever I went to, but now I have all this knowledge. I've come to Ghana. It is a very different terrain from the West. Everything is different. Our economic principles, our applications, and everything is very different. So yeah, go for the knowledge. The knowledge is good, but the knowledge is not relevant if you're not able to sit down and apply it to your current situation. That's a problem. So we have many, I call them educated illiterates. Omako school, they have degrees, big time doctorate, name. Give them some small assignment to handle in Ghana, then they're talking book. So according to the book, this is what they said. The book is fine, study the book, but apply the book to make it relevant to your situation. You know me? And so I'm sorry, most of us in Ghana, we lack the critical thinking. That's what collapsed Ghana Airways. That's what collapsed Black Star Line. That's what collapsed all the businesses in Nkrumah Bills. Gihok, Industrial Holding Corporation. It had pharmacies, it had everything in Gihok. You see, for Ghana Industrial Holding Company. And then we gave it to Ghanaians. But our non-thinking and our inability to do critical thinking collapsed most of all these businesses. They did. They collapsed them all. And today, I just wanted to let Ghanaians understand that it's not that we are inferior. I think we are a very intelligent breed if only we can think critically. But we don't. We get overtaken by stupid emotions. And we just follow along emotions. Recent one, I was telling you the other time that God has a comedy channel. I think one of the channels recently, you saw the demonstration done by the MPP. The most remarkably dumb demonstration. That demonstration was dumb. But it came, who's the national youth guy who was organizing it? Saying something like Salam. And Salam thought he was doing something very intelligent. Yeah, Brani and this arrest. We are tired of all this arrest. Let's demonstrate. Let's show the NDC that we are not afraid. We will not be cowed. This is something that if Salam had intelligence and had critical thinking, could have approached very differently. And trust me, the different approach would have wielded intelligent results. But with that critical thinking, see what they did. I think you go to a bunch of people, the carry phone, and promise them 200 demonstration. And they have all these placards, the placards in Ghana, those who carry them, they don't even know how to read them. And Nkrumah, when they overthrew Nkrumah, you see enough dictatorship. Most of the placards were given to them by the Ministry of Information. Go and protest against Nkrumah. No one kind. The same thing happened with the recent demonstration. I think there was one particular one there who they were talking to, asking him to read the placard. I know to me in kind.
So here around don't actually so yeah, if say we abano. If say chaban say abon won di ambo aye. Chaban won change am won my.
Also go front.
Stop to Galamsey. Yeah, I'm bacha me aba stop Galamsey. Okay. Mesrao me aba sana abane and many nyon to that no. Do it my can me aba am do one besia.
That was remarkably useless. And do you know how much fun God and the angels will have if they tune into that channel? Watching a whole bunch of people marching. Why are you demonstrating? I can't just say about demonstration. You think I'm lying? Look at this.
Why have you done the demonstration? Why? You don't have a reason for joining the demonstration.
I don't hear.
You don't have a reason for joining the demonstration.
Demonstration, yeah, I'm a buy a man to say you're a demonstration. I'm a see a man minty. You're not good at all, more the end and no more. You're not that young, more demonstration. So I'll be saying, I know they're back.
Can you hear them? People who are just in the street because some even complain and say, we no boy thing.
I'm on the way, I do 12 cities. I
These are the ones that are demonstrating because one time they have arrested Abronye.
Not the intimidation, not the arrest. You can testify. What Abronye said wasn't bad.
What did he say?
Me, I don't know. I've forgotten. What Abronye said wasn't bad.
What did he say?
Me, I don't know. I've forgotten.
Oh my goodness. Critical thinking, CT. And what do you mean? So I'm seeing here today that it's not that black people are inferior to whites. So it's just that black people or Ghanaians have been submerged into a mental comatose. Yeah, do you think we had a thinking transport minister will get up one day and say, I've cancelled all road tolls?
Government has abolished all tolls on public roads and bridges.
Really? You've cancelled all road tolls? We are going to introduce e-levy, and because e-levy is coming, we don't even need road tolls. We'll hang on. Do you know where this is coming from? It's a lack of CT, man. It is a lack of CT. Forget about all the noises and we'll do this and we'll do that, All the way I see reset. Maybe the president has his own ideas of reset, but trust me, the way I see it, if Ghanaians can reset and start thinking critically, you'll be surprised how that alone will free us up as a people in terms of our thinking and in terms of our progress. We are not progressing. I don't know the opposite of progressing. Is it deprogressing or unprogressing? We are not. Look, you know, there's something called a spiral. You know, you have a circle, and then you have a spiral. Now the thing about the spiral is that you start from one point, and when you go all the way around it, by the time you get to the same point where you started, you are one notch higher. Walk around the spiral, get to the next one, you are even higher. So you go to the spiral to take you all the way to the top. That's critical thinking. You move like this, and each step is moving you up. Each step is moving you up till you reach the top. Of course, if you are not thinking, then you spiral downwards, like we have done in Ghana. But what most of us face, our education, our religion, sometimes our customs and our traditions, keeps our brains not working in terms of our development in a spiral condition, but circle. You know the circle? You go around, you go, then you come back to where you are. You go around, you come back to where you are. You go around, when you're thinking in terms of a spiral movement, you keep going up as you go around, all the way to the top. In Ghana, unfortunately, some of us started at the top and we are spiraled our way downwards, unfortunately. And some are just circling. Omunko baby, omunko baby. How do you think you can live in a country that's developing and ban road tolls?
Government has abolished all tolls on public roads and bridges.
Critical thinking. Folks, today I just want to talk about, let's understand as a people that we don't think critically. We are not inferior, no. But what the white folks have over us is that they think critically. Anything they want to apply some science and some logic to it to understand it, not us. We take it as is. This is what has been said in Tiyaka. Ghanaians, let's start thinking critically, which means we have gotten to the point that we want to reset our thinking, and it affects our traditional beliefs, it affects our religious beliefs, it affects our educational, everything. We must now approach and think critically about it. Look at the Galamsey thing. There's one clip that Otumfo said about Galamsey in terms of who to blame. I want you to look at this before we come back. Take a look at this.
Galamsey no why be was as to be our so come home. Yen wow, a be was as to be I say if you be also come home. Yen require the Bessiano. That's it. Or Bowas as no, but say, once you microphones you ever know, ye too. And the other, and was who create you, Manco, broke master somewhere. I said, and tank, I said, Baba, money. Son and also a money, and I'm in Ferry James as a first soldier for classes in it. Or he be a Galamsey when I said, we see a friend because as a dating or two, I'm an abanu here. Yabaninia mania or Quaco. As I contra bow and or bow one or Babo money and a man who says you know, and yes, and I'll come home. Not to the down. So we are about her the craft aperture so as I contract. Now Manaquam or Conwalk say, once you could say assassin. Tell you only movie. And I'm young and I was here me and the bread, and I buy, yes, you come home.
That's him thinking critically. Because the discussion on Galamsey is gone emotional. Think about it, people. When you look at pictures of Johannesburg. See how beautifully developed Johannesburg is. Look at these pictures. Look at their streets. Look at the beauty. How did they get that, folks? Gold mining. Critically, they are thinking, say, Charlie, this land has a lot of gold underneath it. It's a precious metal. Let's exploit it intelligently. Let's make money out of it intelligently. Let's use the money to build our cities. Look at Obuasi. Look at Takwa. Are you seeing those despicable pictures? Forget about it. Go into the hospitals and then start experiencing how much all the gold that has been taken out of there has done nothing for Takwa or Obuasi or wherever they mine the gold. Why? No critical thinking. I don't know. Because we lack critical thinking, we think that it's very, very easy to blame anything on Galamsey. Oh, Charlie, Galamsey. We now talk because we are not thinking critically. We almost equate mining to an illegal activity. Look at Johannesburg. It came out of an illegal activity. Look at all the places they have mined gold and used it intelligently. Folks, what is wrong in Ghana is that we are not thinking critically. We decide to mine and we are mining in our water bodies. We are putting in acid, we're putting in what do they call those things? All those chemicals, cyanide and things in our water so we can get the gold. Killing ourselves, killing our land because we are not thinking critically. If we are a critically thinking nation, we will realize that mining gold is not a crime. But how you mine gold and the stupidity that we apply to mine our gold is what is the crime, and that is what is killing us. And so now, gold miner is almost as if you have talked about a crime. No! Do you know when we decide to mine gold intelligently and not destroy our waters, not destroy our farms, the very way, go to Peru, go to Australia, go to where they mine gold without destroying any water, without destroying any vegetation. They don't destroy the environment. They mine intelligently. They mine with critical thinking. But Ghana for no critical thinking. Oh, there's money in it. Go and kutu and sell it to the whoever wants to buy it. No critical thinking. So because of our lack of critical thinking, even a precious mineral like gold that we can build this country on has become like an illegal activity. Yanyo. Kwesi broni fini krumba Ghana. No friend of Gold Coast. Do you know why? Because we were mining gold all over. People had gold trinkets on everything. That's why when they came to Ghana, they named Ghana Gold Coast. Everywhere you dig, you find gold. Use intelligence to exploit that. The God said with that gold. Such a precious mineral. And God has given this for you free. He says exploit it. Take it. Develop it. Sell it. Make money. Build your hospitals. Build your schools. Is that the wrong God did? That is giving you something so important that can benefit you for until kingdom come. You saw the pictures of South Africa. What is wrong with us? Critical thinking in Niho. If we're thinking critically, and I said this on my other program, that we establish, what did I say? Let you know how we have professional accountants who have their own chartered accounting, they have medical doctors who are professional, they have their licenses to belong to America. Why don't we have something like that for mining? So that we have chartered mining people. And when we are giving concession for somebody to go and process the gold, you give it to somebody who is a chartered miner. They've gone to Peru, they've gone to Australia. They have known the right way to do it. Come to Ghana, do it the right way. Make Ghana rich. Build hospitals, build schools, build clinics. But I would say, no. Ghana, we will never do it that way. Why should we do that when we can destroy our water and kill all the fish in the water? When we can destroy our vegetation. Now you say I've come a report that Kontumbre has toxics in them. It will be worse. It will be worse. Critical thinking in the critical thinking is what is killing this nation. If we're thinking critically, we won't treat gold as a crime and mining gold as something illegal. No, set up the structures properly. That's what I mean. The last time I said, I'm calling I think the president should call for a moratorium. Everything should come to a standstill. Not in a standstill that there's nothing, but in the meantime, let's pick and select qualified miners all over the country. Let's send them some to Australia to learn. Let's bring them to Ghana to teach. Let's know the right way to do it and put it in the hands of Ghanaians. I know one Ghanaian, a friend of Samuel Usu, I think he's in the US. Samuel alone can come and educate Ghanaians on how we can dig our gold without spoiling the water. At least we have started. I think Honorable Boa has said that for now, all the places that have gold and things will be declared a security zone. Great! Because when that is declared, it means you can't just walk in there and go and start mining a security zone. That is the beginning. That is the beginning. There could be some form, maybe I use the word moratorium, or we say use a security zone, be protecting our goals so that eventually when we start doing it, let's do it the right way. And let's not condemn. The minute you hear about, hey, Charlie, somebody's going to mine gold, that's an evil person, that's a criminal. The same crime normally they see South Africa, parts of Australia, go and see where they are taking the gold, they're using critical thinking. So folks, I'm going to end, but all I want to say is that all the discussion about who's superior, who's not, what makes Ghanaians specifically come across as inferior is because we don't think critically. It's because our customs, our religion, our education has warped our minds. None of them is training us in terms of whether it's religion or whatever. How do we apply the principles of the religion to make sure that it becomes relevant in our lives and in our nation? How do we make that application? Yeah. Critical thinking. Let me tell you a place that I went to for vacation, and I just saw that these people are thinking critically. Dubai. Ghanaians you go vacation, you go Dubai. And we say it proudly, oh, you go Dubai. Dubai was a desert. Dubai was a desert. It was full of rocks, stones, and even they couldn't have a vegetation of trees. Most of the trees in Dubai, they imported the trees and planted them. Dubai was a desert. What is the difference between Dubai and Ghana? Critical thinking. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. They sit down and plan. They plan before they execute. Even the water is artificial. Nyansa. The same God that gave the Dubai people Nyansa to do what they're doing, the same God who was giving Ghanaians, but just that we do not use our Nyansa. We don't. Let me say the last experience I had, and then I will leave you to also keep thinking. You know, I remember when I went to the US, I think I've said this before, and I was in, whether I was in an economy or literature, I saw I think it must have been economy class B. We had a test. We had an exam. And I don't remember the subjects, I have to be honest, subjects. But I remember what boggled my mind was that the professor said, it's called an open book exam. I said, what's an open book exam? It says you have the right to come to the examination room with your books and open them. When you read the exam question, check your books, open your book, and then answer the question. And I said, oh, wait a second, it's so easy. I come from Ghana. Ghana, they don't have a chance to open your book. You chew. No, I tip this, I tip that, I tip that. There you go and pour, you know. So when I heard it was an open book exam, I said, oh, American education, this is fun, you know. You're examining me, but I can come and open my book to answer the question. Let me tell you something, folks. What surprised me? Even though it was an open book exam, and we can take our notes and our books and everything, guess what? Some passed, some failed. And I was thinking, but how can you take an exam that gives you the time to open the book and fail? And then what, Jimmy? You have brought your notes and your books and everything to take an exam and you still fail? Where, Jimmy? Then I realized, no. What the whole idea was this. It is not the information that you have access to. You have access to the information, but it is not the information that you have access to. It is how you interpret the information. So you've been asked a certain question and you've been gaining access to the information. But the information will not make it right or wrong. It is how you take the information and you interpret the information to make it relevant to the question. So that's what I'm telling Ghanaians. We have all this information in our head that we just have the information. We are not critically thinking. So when after the exam, then I realized, oh, this is challenging to think critically. They've asked you the question, so coherent answer, then you go for the answer. But how do you explain the answer and make it relevant Your friend critical thinking. On this note, I'm saying that is what is killing Ghana. We don't have critical thinkers. You look at your lineup of politicians. I won't mention names now, but one day I'll be naming them and ask them, the way was that intelligent? Was that critical thinking? And we have a whole bunch of them. Have a whole bunch of them. No critical thinking, doing stupid things because they haven't thought critically. And when Ghana starts suffering from it, we don't understand why. Then we go to church and hear that, oh, they are spiritual. And yes, spiritual. Jimmy. It is our lack of thinking. Let me end now because my producer is telling me, Kisem, what can I say? And once again, tell me, my producer is a young, dynamic guy. You. Oh, idea so. Come and sit here and talk someone say, oh, you better me. That's the problem with Ghana. There are many people who are like me. Someone would just say, oh, let me sit my zone here, this country. Let them hate you. Let them think whatever. At the end of the day, what I promise people is that I don't care whether you hate me. I don't care if you love me. The only thing that I want to make sure is you can't ignore me. You can't ignore me. But that's why. And that's the attitude we should all have. And all the you young ones, plenty out there who can replace me. Modosu, there are so many of you out there. Don't think about whether somebody loves you or not. Just make sure you tell them that, Charlie, the ideas that I have, you can't ignore them. You ignore them at your own peril. Charlie, I'm done now. But I'm going to be talking to some major people very soon on our Unfiltered program. I don't want to promise anything, but I know somewhere along the line, Daniel Domlevo will be joining us. Yeah, I want to ask him, hey, Mr. Domlevo, what is going on with this oral thing? So Domlevo will be joining us, and Oliver Vomao, one of my nephews, wants to come and join us sometime this week. There's a long lineup, so you just sit down. When you hear Unfiltered, make sure you tune in because we tell it like it is, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. In the meantime, this Sunday, all the way to Aburi, join us at Cactus Creek, give you the most splendid array of local buffet dishes. See you on Sunday. See you on Sunday, folks. But never forget this. Let us start thinking critically. That's how we reset our minds. And I swear to God, when we reset our minds, there's no question in my mind that Ghana will rise again.